So, welcome here on the Bembel Kegelbahn, our 4-lane skittle area. This area has been actually built in the 20s as a dancing hall. And what's quite interesting, or what makes it quite unique, is that it has been not destroyed in the Second World War. What's for Frankfurt quite unique. It didn't happen too often that houses survived. And in the 50s, Kegeln skittling became really, really famous in Germany because of the Wirtschaftswunder. There was a society that was desperate of enjoying themselves again. They were hungry, they were thirsty, and Kegeln really fitted into it. And the owner of those days was in the same situation as we are today. If you do not go with the time, you will go by the time. So he changed to those 4 skittle lanes here. I have to admit, I'm getting 49 years old now, and I grew up with a stereotype that Kegeln is the most conservative German thing you can imagine of. It's only something for elder people, but as it is sometimes, the stereotypes you overtake are wrong and you have to change them. And when you see how much fun people can have on a Kegelbahn, I have never imagined that. When I came here, 13 years ago, the Kegelbahn was covered. There was a second ground on top, and the Kegelbahn was gone. And everybody told me, "What do you want to do? An apple wine restaurant with Kegel alleys? Are you crazy?" And well, I believed in it, and the combination of apple wine, homemade, and skittling is fantastic, I can admit in the meantime. So when I started here 13 years ago, I thought as well, what are we going to do? Let's go with the time, so let's go back to the Kegel business. And I gave them the lanes named them from people of the city of Frankfurt that became famous in the 50s, when actually the Kegelbahn, the dancing room, was changed to the Kegelbahn in the 50s here. So here we have the Liesel Christbahn. Liesel Christ is a former actress, and she founded the Volkstheater, a theater in Frankfurt where we only speak in our local dialect, in the Hess language. Gude. And the second lane is the Dynamite Rudi Bahn. I've named it after Dynamite Rudi. He's a former mayor of the city of Frankfurt, and in the 60s. And at this point of time, the old opera was still destroyed of the Second World War. And he was a quite outgoing person, sometimes a bit quite thirsty as well, probably local apple wine. And he was quite outgoing, and he gave a speech because nobody wanted to spend money on the old opera, neither banks, no government. And then, he ended up in the speech with the sentence, "And if nobody wants to spend money on the old opera, we will bomb it away." So he got his nickname Dynamite Rudi. And by the way, the Homburger Hof is 1 year older than the old opera in Frankfurt, because they only got established 1881. And we are not destroyed in the Second World War. Famous to come here. So now we come to a great person of our great football team, the Dr. Hammer Nickelbahn. Bernd Nickel is a former player of Eintracht Frankfurt. Used to live here in the next suburb in Eschersheim. As well, used to be guest here. And Bernd Nickel, you won't believe it. Forget Pelé, forget Beckenbauer, forget Ronaldo. No, it is Dr. Hammer Nickel, Bernd Nickel. He's the only player worldwide who has made it to make a direct goal from each corner of the football field. Dr. Hammer. So, and our 4-lane, Rosemarie Nitribit, our Marilyn Monroe story of Frankfurt. She was a prostitute in the 50s, and she was a yellow paper girl, very famous. The whole yellow press in Germany went on her in the 50s, and she got murdered in the age of 73, and she was a very special person, especially for those days, because she did what she wanted. She spent the money she earned and showed it to the society, and was quite famous. And she got murdered, and we still even don't know today who has killed her. Actually, if you've been at the Eschersheimer Turm downtown in Frankfurt, there's an old building. When you're once there, take a look. There's a Detective Tudor commercial on top of it, and there you can see the room or the house where she got murdered. Oh, by the way, I forgot. It makes it even better to come here. Here is the only place, I don't know another place, Germany-wide, where you can skittle, kegel on the apple wine. The whole thing here, the whole Kegelbahn, the basement is an apple wine cellar. This is what it has been built for in the 20s, and there we produce our own apple wine and apple juice. So, Thursday, come here and enjoy.